Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Muhammad Nahid Salman, Assistant Professor of Department of Physiology of Ad-Din Akis Medical College, Khulna. I welcome you all on my video class. Today I will discuss about the certain important topics of renal systems. First of all, what are the basic steps of urine formation? We know there are three basic steps of urine formation. The first one is glomerular filtration, the second one is tubular reabsorption, and the third one is tubular secretion. As we have learned about the glomerular filtration, that means step 1 in our previous classes, now we will know about the other two processes gradually. Today I will discuss about the second steps of urine formation, and that is tubular reabsorption. Before starting the main mechanisms of the tubular reabsorption, we have to know some points or some informations about the tubular reabsorption. There are some membrane transport processes involved in the tubular reabsorption process, and there are three main membrane transport systems involved in tubular reabsorption. First one is active transport process, second one is passive transport process, and the third one is there is also active transport process but with a different name, that is pinocytosis. And these three transport processes are involved in the transport of solutes and water from the tubular lumen into the interstitiums. And now we have to know which process is involved to transport these solutes and water from the interstitial space into the capillaries, peritubular capillaries. That transport process is named after bulk flow, or we can call it as the ultrafiltration. So we will know elaborately about the transport processes from the tubular lumen into the interstitial space. First one is active process, and this active process has another two subdivisions. Those are primary active transport process includes sodium potassium ATPase pump, sodium hydrogen pump, only hydrogen pump, or we can call it proton pump. Then we come to the second transport process, that is secondary active transport process, and examples of secondary active transport processes are sodium glucose transport process, sodium amino acid co-transport system, and 1 sodium, 1 potassium and 2 chloride co-transport systems. These are the examples of primary and secondary active transport process. Now I will let you know about the pinocytosis. That is another kind of active transport process for transportation of the large particles or macromolecules as proteins. So transport of proteins from the tubular lumen into the interstitium will happen through the pinocytosis. Now the active transport process is over. Now we will come to know about the passive process. Passive process includes diffusion and osmosis, and osmosis is solely involved in the transportation of the water molecules. So water molecules can be transported from the tubular lumen into the interstitial space by the osmosis process. And then the next passive transport process is called diffusion. There are two types of diffusion we already know from the previous classes, and first one is simple diffusion and the second one is facilitated diffusion. The examples of simple diffusions are transportation of chloride ion urate from the tubular lumen into the interstitiums are through this simple diffusion mechanism. That means these substances are dissolved in the water and transported by this simple diffusion. And the examples of facilitated diffusion is the glucose transport from the basolateral surface of the tubular epithelial cells, and these channels will transport glucose from the cell into the interstitial space. And these are the all transport process involved in the transportation of solutes and waters from the tubular lumen into the interstitiums. Now we will know about the transport systems to transport these substances from the interstitial space to the peritubular capillaries, and the transport system is known as ultrafiltration, or we can call it as the bulk flow. Now we will move towards another important topic, that is, what are the pathways present for these transportation systems. There are mainly two pathways involved in this whole transportation systems, and first one is transcellular pathway and the second pathway is paracellular pathway. And in the transcellular pathway, solutes and water molecules transport through the cell, and in the paracellular pathway these solutes and water will be transported through the tight junctions between two cells. Till then, stay safe, stay protected. Thank you all.